to not only alleviate the housing deficit in the county, and by housing here we're talking about decent and affordable housing, but also significantly boost the local economy. The project will ultimately cover several towns in the county, including Oyugis, Kendu Bay, and Bita. As the President has said before, because he has launched other projects or such projects before, the Affordable Housing Program, which is a key plank of the government's agenda, and of course one of the killers of the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto, is not only about low-cost and decent housing needs, but also meant to create jobs for thousands of youth and stimulate the economy. So for this project, or in this program, just as the others he has launched, and of course he has said this before, housing parts such as doors, windows, gates, hinges, and all other fittings will be supplied by the local Juakali associations. This will boost the local economy, put money in the pockets of hustlers in Homa Bay County, and of course for the Juakali enterprises, with such programs, they will expand, create jobs and create wealth, and especially nationally for the 3 million people in the Juakali subsector. It is also important here to mention the role of counties in the housing agenda. Homa Bay was the first devolved county government to sign the Affordable Housing Memorandum of Understanding in April 2018. The county has set aside 11.6 acres for the affordable housing project. This support, of course, is critical to achieving the President's agenda and the government's agenda. Already, 39 counties have identified land on which affordable houses will be built. All this, as I said, is in line with the President's commitment to bridge the housing deficit, which currently stands at 2 million units. The target is to do 200,000 units every year. 4 months since the President assumed office, the housing agenda has had the following results. Cumulatively, the program has a robust and active pipeline of 376 projects set to deliver 599,000 housing units across the country. The projects that have been commissioned or launched by the President so far total to 22,490 units, and I'll share this data with you after this. This includes 13,076 units he launched in Mukuru, Nairobi, 4,000 Kibera Soweto B, also in Nairobi, and Mavoko Affordable Housing Project of 5,360 units. That's in Machakos County. We also have another 9,935 units that are currently ongoing. This include 1,500 in Pangani, Nairobi, 605 Bondeni, Mombasa, another 1,850 in Buxton, Mombasa, and 1,800 in Nairobi, Bachelor's Jivanji Estate, and Moke Gardens in Machakos, 4,118 units. And the ones that are ready for launch, including the Homa Bay one that he'll be launching tomorrow, in total we have 37,708 that are ready for launch. This includes Makongeni Affordable Housing Project that he will launch soon in Nairobi, 30,000 units, 2,420 units Starehe in Nairobi, 1,728 units Shauri Moyo A in Nairobi, Ruiru Affordable Housing Projects of 1,200 units in Kiambu County, also in Kiambu County, Thika Affordable Housing Project of 360 units, and of course now the Homa Bay one starting with 2,000 for phase 1. Finally, the President will also be launching and inspecting other projects in his 2-day working tour, including commissioning the newly completed Oyugis Market and the break ground for the Homa Bay Fish Market. The 2 projects are crucial to the economic transformation of this county, of Homa Bay County, and will provide space for trade in agricultural products and boost the region's economy. There is more, of course, on the President's 2-day visit of the region, and you'll be here, God willing, to cover that, including interventions in agriculture and infrastructure, and he will also preside over the commissioning of the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology Blue Economy Research Hub. That will be in Siaya. Thank you very much. I'll take a few questions.
Good morning. My name is Laura Otieno from Citizen TV. You mentioned that the government is looking to do 200,000 units per year. This sounds a little overambitious. What plan do you have in terms of budgetary allocation to ensure that this number is attained?
Thank you, Laura. First, for the majority of this project, the government is working through the public PPP, public-private partnership. The State Department of Housing has already reported, and the President has addressed this matter before, that there is immense, the private sector is really interested in this project already. So the Housing Department is already reporting that there is immense interest or significant interest of the private sector. And other sources like pension funds. You remember a few months back, the pension funds, they met with the President in Nairobi, the association, and they announced 500 billion to go to this program. So in terms of financial needs, it's looking okay, Laura. And of course, if we are to subject the 200,000 units we're talking about, if we are to subject, just for the sake of your question, we're not subjecting it, but just for the sake of your question, if you are to subject quarterly, because you're now 4 months since the President assumed office, subjected to quarterly targets, we're talking about a total of 70,000 units already now, ready for launch, some ready for launch, some already commissioned, and some ongoing. So we already passed the quarterly target, so we are doing okay. Yeah? Any other question?
Good morning, and my name is Wycliffe Okech. It is the first time the President is visiting this region on official tour after being elected President.
Second time.
Official tour? Okay, fine. And there has been a proposal to have the office of the Leader of Opposition anchored in law. And some quarters of the political class believe that this is an opportunity that has been proposed to also anchor the office of the Prime Minister. The intention of getting that office, because people believe that it is a sweetening deal to bring the opposition leader, that is Raila Odinga, on board. Could you make that clear?
I think the President spoke about this as late as recent as a week ago, if I'm not wrong. And he's been very clear. His are suggestions, the proposals he made. And of course, they stem to some of the solutions he's proposing. For example, what he found on the table when he came in as President, the two-thirds gender principle, and what we need to do. He made proposals, just like any other citizen can make proposals to Parliament, and he used the right channels to choose Parliament. And he has also been clear. He didn't talk about the leader of opposition. He talked about the position of the leader of opposition. Okay, so it doesn't mean any one person. That is not a position for any one individual. So it's not about him or any other individual. It is about building an institution that will outlive us. Yeah?
My name is Chris Mahandara. I work with Kenya News Agency. We have a number of projects that were launched by the past regime. Among them, the port of Kisumu. We have shipbuilding at the shipyard, and the special economic zone. So my question is, what is the fate of these ongoing projects?
As I said, there are other infrastructural projects that the President will be launching tomorrow and inspecting tomorrow, including he will also be visiting the port and will be making announcements there. So I urge you to wait for him tomorrow. I don't want to preempt everything. You'll get more information tomorrow.
Okay, morning. I'm Faith Matete from the Star newspaper. Recently, the Azimio leader, Raila Odinga, talked about, he said that if the president seeks constitutional reforms, then he should bring BBI on the table. Is this something the president is considering?
I think I was responding to your colleague, and I responded to that question one way or another. Again, the President has been clear it is not about him or any one individual in the proposals he has made for constitutional change. Okay? And he has done this as a citizen. He has done this through the right channel, which is Parliament. It is not about him or the Honorable Raila Odinga or you or me to sit and agree about what amendments need to be done to the Constitution. Every Kenyan has the right, use the right channels, and every Kenyan is entitled to suggest their solutions. As I said, this stemmed from, he proposed a few amendments. One, implementation of the two-thirds gender rule and how we should go about it. And he made that communication to Parliament. Two, on the constituency development, Senate oversight and national government affirmative action funds. 3, the position of the leader of official opposition, the position, I insist, and parliamentary oversight of the executive. He gave his reasons as to why, and every other Kenyan, of course, can make their suggestions, whether they want to change the constitution or whatever they want to do, the amendments to the constitution. Okay? The final one.
Okay. My name is Baraka. I work for A24 TV.
Yes, Baraka.
For the past 4 months, ever since the president was sworn in, we've seen high-profile cases being dismissed in the court of law. Key among them, the case associated with the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and also the CS for gender, Aisha Juma. Maybe your take on that, because it's a matter of national concern. Many people are saying that, of course, because it's cases allied to cases that are involving his key allies. That's why they're being thrown away in court. Thank you.
Well, again, I think the president has pronounced himself on this one. First, whatever cases that are happening in any institution, in the courts, handled by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution or any other institution in government, are happening at that institution. The DPP, or the Office of the DPP, is an independent institution. The president demonstrated it. There are promises made, he actually did, and he fulfilled, including appointment of the judges on the first day of assuming office. The president also promised that he will delink funding of the police service from the office of the president to be done through an accounting officer in the Inspector General's office. He did that as well. So he respects the institutions in the country.